right, so for this section, we're going to be looking at filling out tables, and you're going to be doing a lot of this over the next couple of videos and lessons. And it'll help us organize our information better, and it'll speed things up when we try to find mean median mode. So right now, we're trying to find weighted median, mean, sorry. So we're looking at comfort bed and linen. So we're looking at how it sells different brands of towels. So for this first section, we're saying we've got three that are being sold for 7.98, 4 for 9.98. Now these are not ones, these are little tally ticks. So I'm going to change it a little bit so it doesn't look like. So if you were doing this out in the field, you would just go around the store and go tick, tick, tick. So they would look like that: ticks, 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 ticks. Okay. And usually if you have a group of five, you go like this: one, two, three, four, and you cross it like that: five, and then six, seven, eight. And you'd keep doing that. So let's look at what's going on here. So we have towels. We have three of them priced at 7.98. We have four of them priced at 9.98. Two of them priced at 11.49. One of them priced at 11.98. We've got another two at 12.49, and we've got one towel listed for $16. Okay, so this frequency column is just adding the actual tally ticks. So you can see there's three ticks here, so I wrote three. There's four ticks here, I wrote the number four. So that's frequency, how often those numbers appear. Now, cumulative frequency is a little bit different. So cumulative frequency, the first one you just rewrite what you wrote in frequency. So I have three so far. But now you're looking at the next one. So I have three that are at 7.98, but then I have the next one, I have four more, and but they're at 9.98. So to find the cumulative frequency, what you're going to do is look at these two numbers and add them together. So 3 plus 4, that's how I got 7. And then, so if I was writing these numbers out, I have 7.98, 7.98, 7.98, three of them. But then after that, if I was writing it all out, lowest to greatest, like you did in 6.03, then I would write 9.98, 9.98, 9.98, 9.98. And then I would write 11.49, 11.49. So that's what I'm talking about. I have seven so far, and then I'm going to have two more after I list 11.49 twice. So altogether, I have 9 items. So that's what this is showing me, how many items I've listed so far. So if you keep going with this, so 9 plus 1, that's how I got 10. 10 plus 2, that's 12. 12 plus 1, that's how I got 13. And then you're looking at this final row, and you're just rewriting this number here again. So that means I've got 13 items altogether. So if I was going to write all these numbers from lowest to greatest, there would be 13 items. Okay, now you're doing this last column. It's called the product. Okay, so if you look at what it says you're going to be multiplying the price with the frequency. So I'm just going to erase this part. So what I'm doing is I'm multiplying the frequency. So this column right here, multiply with the price. So if you look at the first one, I'm taking 7.98 and I'm multiplying with 3. So that's how I got 23.94. It's 27.98 times 3. 9.98 times 4. That's how I got 39.92. And so you do the product, and all you're going to do then is take all these products and you're going to add them together. That's what this fancy symbol is. It's a sum symbol. So when you add up that product answers, it all adds up to 139.8. Now you're ready to do the mean. So the mean is just the sum divided by the cumulative frequency. So the very final line. So my sum is 139.8. My cumulative frequency, I have 13 items. So you're just going to punch that in your calculator: 139.8 divided by 13. And so you've got 10.75. So that just means the average linen costs $10.75. So that's one way of saying the middle. Now, another way to talk about the middle is median. So we want to know what the median is. Now we're going to use the median formula. Instead of writing all these numbers from least to greatest, you're going to use this formula. Okay, so this half is always there, this n is always there, and then plus 1. So the n is the number of items, the total number of items. So that's your cumulative frequency. So we already found that out: 13. So that's why I've put 13 here. So 13 plus 1. So you're doing 13. That's my total number of items plus 1. That's just always in the formula. So that's 14. And then half of 14 is 7. Now, 7 isn't the median value, it's the position. So what that means is if I listed all the numbers from least to greatest, I'd have to count from the beginning and I would go 7 positions over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and whatever value is in that position, that's the median value. So, how am I going to figure that out quickly? Well, you go back here and you're going to look at the actually this column right here. Okay. And so this column, I'm looking at where the seventh position is. So the seventh position, actually, it's written this time, but it's not always going to be the case, is right here. So that means the seventh position has the median value. What's the actual value? Right here, 998. So the median is 998. Now I'm going to talk about one that's more complicated. Say, and I'm making this up, that I got the 11th position. Well, I would look here. This is the 10th position, and then the 11th and 12th position, that's here. So 11 and 12, because remember the first 10 items, the very 10th item would be 1198. So the 11th item would be 1249, and the 12th item, because that's the ending one, would be 1249. So if it had been the 11th position, then my answer would have been 1249. Okay, and now you're going to do mode. So mode, that's what this question's asking for, the most frequent. All you have to do is look at the frequency column. So you're just looking at this column and you're seeing who has the highest frequency. So 4 is the highest number. So 998 would be the most frequent number. Remember, you can get a tie. So if there were two numbers that were 4, then you would write them both down. Or if everybody was a 2 and nothing else, like frequency was 2 for everybody, then there would be no mode. Okay, so let's look at this filling out part of this table out. I'm not going to do all of it because I've explained it, but I'm going to fill out some of it. So you've got, it says 86 drivers. So instead of me writing 2385 86 times, that's what I'd have to do. I'd have to write 2385, 2385, 2385. That's crazy. That's why we're doing this table. I already have 86, and I know that there's 86 of those entries, and they are all going to be written for 2385. Next one, I've got 14 clerical staff that make 1850. So if I was going to go from least to greatest, I'd actually write the clerical first. So I'd write 1850, 1850, 1850, 1850, 14 times. Then I'd be writing 2385 86 times, and then we've got 8 mechanics. So I'll just write 8. So they make 3550. So cumulative frequency, remember, I'm just going to rewrite the first one, but to find the second one, I have to add these two together. So that adds up to 100, and then 100 plus 8, there's 108. So I just recopy that last number, 108. So that means I have 108 items. Okay. Now, for product, remember what you're going to do. All you're going to do, I'm doing this last column, you're just going to take um, the drivers. So I've got frequency, 86. I'm going to multiply it with the earnings. I'm going to multiply with that one. So if I do that first one, it would be 86 times 23.85. And so instead of adding 23.85 plus 23.85 plus 23.85, which is what we would have done in the old video, I can just multiply it. And so I get 2051.1. So that's what they all add up to. So if I was going to do the next one, I'm going to do 14 times 18.5. So 14 times 18.5 equals, so I get 259. And then you do the last one. And then all you're going to do is add these all up. And that's what you're going to write in this last spot. And then you can do the mean, median, mode. And if you're confused, just re-listen to the beginning of this video how to find that.